Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show, Aftershow for AEW Dynamite and WWE NXT. Thank you all for watching this edition of Pro Wrestling Show. I think this is our first Pro Wrestling Show, Aftershow. As many of you see right here, join in the conversation for Pro Wrestling Show. Hashtag Pro Wrestling Show here. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now for more. As we talk about the Wednesday night war between AEW and NXT. All right. It's kind of acting all funny, but we'll try to get it together. Right, you see right there, AEW. My name is Kendra Dix. I mean, you know who I am. All right, let's get started with the AEW Ring Report. The AEW Ring Report kicked off with a bang with that huge six-man tag team match where FTR teamed up with the Elite, and they went against the whole entire Dark Order, including the Exalted One, Brody Lee. Well, and then Cole Cabana was in the mix as well. Match was back and forth, but I think the Elite, the Young Bucks, as Jim Cornette just said, Road Warrior Buck and Baldwin Buck got into it, and you know how that all equate. I think they was being distracted by FTR, who left because someone was injured. But I think the Dark Order won. I think they did. I might be wrong, but hey, it was safe to sorry. Also, it was some of the matches I saw. I saw Big Swole. She was in action against Reba, which that was obvious that was gonna happen. With Big Swole, Reba, Rebel, whatever we call her name, was sent by Britt Baker to go through her, and Big Swole went through her real quick into her in that match. So Big Swole looking forward to her match against Rebel, not Rebel, but Britt Baker down the road, probably having that all out when Britt Baker coming back in between. Also, it was more matches. I think they're gonna have tag team appreciation night from FTR. So you're gonna see the Rock and Roll Express and the Brain Busters, Anderson and Tully Blanchard get appreciated. Then what else happened? They had the women's tournament on YouTube, showcasing the women's. It was a lot going on. It was a lot. Trying to see, it was so much going on. Cody and Matt Corona, formerly Zack Ryder, he debuted and he looked jacked to the gills. Like many people like to say, he looked at big like he did his previous run in WWE. Now, they went against the Dark Order, Alice Silver and Reynolds. You know how that go. Zach and Cody won the match, and it's like the Disney show. Remember the Adventures like Zach and Cody. Eventually, I think Zack Ryder gonna turn on Cody down the road. Not now. He's just came into AEW, so look forward to that. What else happened? It was so much going on AEW that the Best Friends and they went against Santana Ortiz in a good, highly contested match. Best Friends came in Trent's mom car, and I think Ortiz and Santana lost the match, and they were so frustrated and so bewildered. They decided to vandalize Trent's mom's car. They broke it. They broke the windows. They took a sledgehammer, broke the tail lights. Anything then they spray painted. And then Best Friends found out that the car was so vandalized that they challenged them to a match. So, the Best Friends is in the feud with Santana Ortiz, former Impact Tag Team Champions. And then also there was somewhat surreal happened. Man, Eric Bischoff, the wrestling executive that brought WCW Monday Nitro to TNT, returned to TNT within a 20-year absence. If you would have told me 10 years ago that, hey, Eric Bischoff gonna be on TNT next 10 years, in 10 years from now, 2010-ish or something like that, I would have thought you was crazy. I would have thought you was crazy with the WWE run. But Bischoff showed up, and Bischoff, you know, Eric Bischoff came back with a vengeance. And he came back with vengeance. He was the moderator of the debate between Chris Jericho, the Le Champion, and the demo guy, he like to call himself, went against and debated a verbal debate against Orange Cassidy. Now, many people thought Orange Cassidy wasn't gonna say nothing. He was just gonna stand there and just look like a total dweeb. Then at first, Orange Cassidy in that first round debate, Bischoff asked serious questions about why they having a debate. You know, why did the men despise hate each other? And why the men seem like this match is so important to him? Chris Jericho was just talking straight promo like he did because he had this experience being in WWE for nearly almost 20 years. Jericho went to that mode, and next thing you know, Orange Cassidy talked about global warming, and everything stopped. Even Chris Jericho stopped for a minute and took a pause in the back, like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be good at all this, not you. Orange Cassidy blew my mind because I was talking to somebody I knew, and I stopped what I did just to listen to what Orange Cassidy said. And Orange Cassidy being compelling, to say the least, that I see what the Turner executives see their appeal from Orange Cassidy. I see what Tony Khan doing with that appeal, and it might quite work. That's what you got to look at sometimes. It's working into the effect that Orange Cassidy is getting over, and who knows, could he be world champion? That's something you got to look and consider down the road. Speaking of that, was Darby Allin. Speaking of the world championship, Darby Allin went against world champion Jon Moxley. It was a good contested match back and forth. MJF made a point, approved, and did something. MJF and Jon Moxley gonna have their match at All Out for the World Championship on September 5th. So it should be interesting details on that. The World Championship on the line. MJF punched his ticket to become the world champion. It's his undefeated streak is at 8-0. And there's a lot going on. So, you know, AEW, I think that Bischoff segment, that moderating segment, really helped pull some numbers. I'll tell you that right now. I believe, well, I'll tell you later who I believe won the ratings war, because it was close. So that ends the AEW Dynamite ring report. Let's move over to the NXT ring report. A lot of stuff didn't happen on NXT tonight. It was a lot going on too, where Rhea Ripley returned. She went against Dakota Kai for the number one contendership for the NXT Women's Championship, and it was going Rhea Ripley's way until that Mercedes Martinez came out there and attacked her. So I guess it's gonna start a feud between them two. And you got to believe Robert Stone has something to do with that. So Robert Stone looking to pull an ace after what Rhea Ripley denied him of being his services to her, you know, as a manager. So look for Rhea Ripley to get some sort of revenge on Mercedes Martinez and Robert Stone. Also, the NXT Championship, where Damian Priest, some wrestler who would wrestle in the NXT UK, I forgot his name, and somebody else. I think Damian Priest won the match, so he joins Dexter Lumis and Bronson Reed. So they want to go with unlikelies and push them and see how far they can go with these unlikelies going forward in this match. So we'll see. Also, speaking of Bronson Reed went against his former Australian mate, not Australian native, Shane Thorne. And Bronson Reed dominated over Shane Thorne again. They was talking trash to each other on Twitter. So, you know how that go. When you on Twitter, they be having all this. We connected. We got to have a Twitter account somewhere down the road and see how this all works. Because I believe Twitter can kind of help with the numbers and stuff. Help boost. Why they ain't pushing him? Shane Thorne. Just saying. They was a part of a team T6 TM6961, son. No. Also, I'm trying to see what else happened. Keith Lee squashed Cameron Grimes as usual. You know that was gonna happen. And Keith Lee got an ominous message from Killer Cross, Karrion Cross, that he wants to challenge for the NXT title. And Keith Lee accepted, so it's gonna happen in NXT 30, whatever that might be. It's been rumors that it might go to and be in SummerSlam. So we'll talk about that this weekend on the Pro Wrestling Show Weekend Edition, where we covered SmackDown and stuff, and a little bit of the what's going on with that. What else happened? The Undisputed Era was in action as well. Well, O'Reilly and Fish, who used to be calling themselves Red Dragon in Ring of Honor, they challenged Imperium for the tag team titles, and they had Pat McKee, who recently got married and bragged about him getting married. I did not know the man got married at first. Like, this came out of nowhere, but it happened. Adam Cole was there. I guess the Undisputed Era turning heel now, turning face. They baby faces now, which I never had assumed they was gonna turn baby face, but they did. They lost, and next thing you know how they go. You know that feeling, that fit. The Imperium retained their goal, but it was some more chaos going on, where Pat McKee and I guess he cost them the match, and Adam Cole got mad, and next thing you know, Adam Cole, Pat McKee got into it. Next thing you know, Pat McKee did a punt kick on Adam Cole's head and knocked him out, ceiling. Shawn Michaels and Triple H and the referees had to come in and separate these two men. So there's gonna be a match between these two men, Pat McKee and Adam Cole. And we'll have the details on the hot topics on what's going on with that. So we'll have the latest on that and see what's going on with that, because that is something like they're trying to put celebrities in these matches and see how far they can go with that. All right. That ends the NXT Ring Report. This ends the Wednesday night Ring Report after show for the Pro Wrestling Show for NXT and Dynamite. What explosive matches. So, you want to watch it again, especially with Eric Bischoff debuting, come back on TV. That was something that no one did expect, but it happened. All right. I've been your host, Kendra Dix, saying so long. Like, we'll see you this. And then don't forget, y'all, tomorrow night is Viral. Viral comes on the air. Let's talk about The Rock buying the XFL, the great one, the people's champion, The Rock, buying the XFL for $50 million. We have the more in-depth story on The Rock and what you people out there had to say about the great one buying a new football franchise known as the XFL. So, see you tomorrow. We'll hopefully have Brittany Shea on air. Whatever Brittany Shea doing, and she'll be back. She'll join us. So, we'll see you then this whole week. So, we'll start out with Viral. We'll start out with Connect Now on Friday and another edition of Pro Wrestling Show, the weekend edition. I've been your host, Kendra Dix, saying so long, and we'll see you for another edition. We'll see you for this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. See you.